Hey everyone, it's Kevin DeWald of Prolego. Well, the recently released alleged leak from a Google engineer about the company's AI strategy has caused a huge amount of debate online in Reddit and social media. People are talking about, what's the future of large language models? And people are debating whether or not like XYZ big company is going to win, if that's Microsoft and OpenAI or Google or some other big company, or if the open source community is going to win. So what should you do about this debate? The reality is none of us know. Nobody knows what's going to happen next week, much less months or years down the road. So trying to predict winners right now is just impossible. It's a waste of your time, and it's going to lead you to making suboptimal decisions. In situations like this, we always advise our clients to preserve optionality. In other words, don't base your strategy on what you predict might happen, but base your strategy on the assumption that you don't know what will happen. So you want to conserve as many options as you can and not commit to a particular path. So in the case of large language models, most companies now are starting their initial proof of concepts either based on traditional open source solutions or using GPT-4 from OpenAI. And that's a great option. GPT-4 is by far the best available tool, so you should start your use cases with those. However, you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're locked into one particular vendor or one particular model. And some companies are inadvertently do this. So pick your initial use cases, your strategy, and your infrastructure that preserves the optionality. I'll give you some examples. A great way to preserve your optionality is to identify initial use cases like semantic search and Q&A with your documents, where you can leverage programmatically generated document embeddings. Now, the great things about these programmatic embeddings is you don't have to spend a lot of time talking to your end users or your customers about what they need. You can simply run the embedding generation indexing and then use that to generate the embeddings with a particular model. And you can take the same infrastructure and regenerate new embeddings with a different model when it comes out. So that preserves your optionality. An area which may not preserve your optionality is starting with a use case that requires a lot of highly customized, optimized, user-generated prompt engineering to run with a language model. So if you're trying to optimize prompts, maybe on some like hack you've read in social media or some way to trick the model to doing exactly what you want, to getting it in the right formats that you can use in your application, all the systems you build and the content you build to do this optimization may not be backwards compatible. So if there's a particular hack for GPT-4, if OpenAI comes out with GPT 4.5 in a couple of months, there's no guarantee that those nuances in user-generated prompt engineering are backwards compatible. So you may have invested a ton of time and money building up this corpus of information that may not be reliable on the way forward. So these are just some examples. The bottom line is try to preserve your optionality. Unfortunately, most businesses are in a situation where they are trying to develop their strategies by looking out years in ahead and predicting the future and basing your strategy on that. And of course, that's a lot of comfort because we all want to see a multi-year plan that we can bet on that gives us a way to march forward with some confidence. But that's not the world we're living in today. Any strategy you have has got to be formed on the foundation that preserves your optionality because the world is just changing too quickly. Hope it helps.